All
All
right,
right,
good.
cool. So, yeah, this guy walks into the room. Trevor dashes off with the lightning speed of the Force. Gonna say old guy, since he's already in like the room and maybe you guys are just outside of it. He doesn't really react to Trevor running away. Like he maybe doesn't hear it or doesn't feel it.
He's like, oh man, it's about time we get some breeze in this house.
Oh, who opened a window?
Is Trevor wearing shoes with laces?
He's wearing Sonic shoes.
Are you gonna do the you point your finger at it and it breaks thing to his
I am
shoes?
thinking about bad motivating his shoes.
We'll say he's wearing Jesus sandals.
Okay.
Step just sighs and slumps his shoulders.
Trevor will be back. Do not worry. But yeah, the old man walks into the chambers and sort of beckons for you guys to follow. You can tell from outside the open door that the burial chamber seems to be much larger than most other rooms that you've seen in the mansion. Like it sort of rivals that entrance hall in its size. It's got like the creepy purple torches on all the walls too, just like everything else in this mansion. And sort of like spring to life as soon as somebody walks into the room.
Alice is bummed at losing Trevor, but she's like, well, I don't, he's gonna be on this rock somewhere. Might as well finish what we have here. Yeah, I go into the burial chamber.
So the room. Oh, good.
I was just gonna say Zeb follows her.
Now he took a lift.
Damn it! I was literally about to type that. All right. So once the old man gets in the room, and you guys follow him in, you get a little bit better view of the place. He it seems like before he died, Soldier Ward, like he knew that all of this was coming, so he focused a lot of his efforts. Like once he built the more important parts of the house, he focused on this as maybe like his last act. Maybe too, like you see on some of the stones in the room or maybe on the ground, there's like decades old blood that's been stained in there, like his own blood from his wounds. Um, the room itself is very large. It's got these creepy sconces built into the walls. Aside from that, it's pretty Spartan. Let's see if the book has an actual description of the room. It doesn't. Um, but you walk in, and sort of like on the opposite wall from you, maybe medium range, is what looks like a stone sarcophagus. Um, just like laying on the ground. And it's got like on top of the stone sarcophagus, there's like it's sort of like your standard like Egyptian looking thing. It's got like a bust of Soldier Ward lying on his back with like uh, a little carving of like him holding his stone lightsaber like up to his chest or something. So like picture any sort of medieval burial type thing. But it looks like the cap on this thing is sealed. So when he did finally kick the bucket, presumably the old guy was able to get him into his little burial chamber and close it up. And sitting in front of the burial chamber, we'll say there's a few like very scraggly looking plants. Like this planet doesn't really have flowers, but it's got like bushes every so often. And so somebody, presumably the old guy, would still occasionally like bring some sort of plants around and set them in front of the mausoleum.
Yeah, she's like, you change these often?
He says, "Oh, quite regularly. I spend a lot of time in here." He sort of trails off when he says that, as he like gazes toward the sarcophagus, and he walks up to it and sort of puts a hand on it. He rests his cane up against the side of the sarcophagus and sort of leans up against it.
So Alice is just gonna be direct. She's going to say, so those statues outside, um, we did manage to get in touch with his companion, who's still alive, and he would like it very much if we were able to complete Soju Ward's memories. What we need is Ward's Kyber Crystal. And I really don't want to be grave robbing here, which is why I'm asking you. Do you have any idea where it is?
So he's got his back turned to you, like as he's leaning up against the sarcophagus. And as you talk to him, specifically as you mention the statues out front and how you brought somebody with you, like he was sort of looking down at the sarcophagus, but his head sort of like, you see it sort of come back up, and he's like staring at the wall in front of him as he's listening to you. And then as you mentioned the Kyber crystal, he one of his hands, like he's got both of them resting against the sarcophagus, but he draws one up to like his chest area, like to grab something or to finger at something that he's wearing. And then he turns around to face you, and yeah, he is holding something at his neck, like below his clothes, underneath his clothes. And I'm gonna read a description block again. So as he turns around, the old man he gazes at you, but now he looks much different. He's standing tall and straight for the first time since you've seen him. He was sort of hunched over before. Now he's pulled himself up to like his full height, we'll say like 6 feet tall. His expression is different than what you've seen from the old man, who so far has been like a pretty jovial kind of guy. Now his face is set in like a look of grim determination. We'll say that he goes through, this isn't in the stat block, but he goes through like a that one king from the second Lord of the Rings movie who like de-ages once Gandalf like puts his magic on him, the King of Rohan or whatever. Like you see his creases on his skin start clearing up, and he appears to be getting younger and younger. His skin is getting more taut. This like long white beard of his sort of like shrivels back up into his face and sort of shortens into a very short, close cropped beard. And his eyes start glowing with like a fierce intensity as this transformation occurs in the old man. And he starts to look completely different than he looked before. He reminds you a lot of the Play-Doh statue that's out in front of the house, except not made of Play-Doh.
Right, is Jedi misspelled on his chest?
Wait. So can I real quick interject something? Can I use Ward's foresight to see what his dramatic line is going to be, so that I can do the whole your next line will be, and then repeat it to him as he's saying it?
Okay. I'll read the quote from the book, and then we'll just say that you repeat it like with him, so you don't actually have to as a player, since it's kind of long.
Yeah.
He says, and when he speaks, his voice has much more. It's like much deeper than it was before. It has much more power. It sounds more youthful. Says, okay, we'll say that you copy his first line, because obviously he wouldn't like go through a paragraph of text with you doing this and not respond. He says, I know why you've come here, even if you don't necessarily know why.
That's a good line for Zep to repeat back to him.
Alice is like, oh, Criff.
He looks at Zep with first with puzzlement, but then he recognizes what just happened, and he doesn't address you directly. He sort of continues on. He's been maybe practicing this speech for decades.
Yeah, he has to give it. It's like the show must go on.
Literally, he says that. He's like, the future is fixed. I must do this.
Every now and then, Zep is going to kind of repeat, or is going to say something as he's saying it, just to kind of throw him off a little bit.
Just to troll him.
Jedi trolling, yeah.
So the future is fixed, but I must still play my part and pass on the power. And then he looks Zep right in the eye, since he knows that Zep has apparently been studying some of this power. And he says, "If you are worthy, you'll understand." And like at that moment, when he finishes that sentence, as if a mist has burned away in the harsh light, you finally see the face of Soldier Ward clearly as he draws his lightsaber. In his other hand, he holds a kyber crystal before sliding it away into his robes, or he like pulls it out from a necklace that he was wearing, and then he stashes it away after he shows it to you. His face has a manic, paranoid light in his eyes that you recognize: fear, despair, and spite. And then he continues and he says, "I know that you've come here seeking my power of prophecy, and I know that you will kill me to seize it. I have foreseen it. I have foreseen that you will be my executioners. I saw it carved in the future that day, and it has burdened me since. I know that I cannot change this fate, for it is what I've seen. But I will at least make you pay for this destiny in blood." And then he says, "What are you waiting for, my student? Ignite your blade."
Zeb does not ignite his blade and just says, "We're just going to keep talking for a while. I've foreseen that."
Soldier Ward ignites his blade. And it's like a brilliant green lightsaber.
So you've seen me ignite my blade in your future. Is that correct?
At this point, he's done talking. He's going to roll initiative. And he is just going to flat out attack you if you continue talking to him.
Do I have a chance to make an action while the two of them are talking?
Yes.
Because now I'm going to make a bad motivator. Because that's a really old lightsaber. I'm just saying.
Also, is there any way I could have used an action while we're talking to start putting up my sense power?
Yes, we'll say that you can.
Just cool then.
I don't know. Were you expecting that this guy was Soldier Ward, or that the old man would attack you?
Probably
I wasn't.
not. So it's not cool. Then it's
Vigilance.
vigilance, yeah, which is actually better for me anyway.
I'm also going to, I forgot that I get to roll my light side with that as well.
Darius, I was going to upgrade on that.
Oh, okay. Do you want me to re-roll or change one of those dice?
Let's just chop off the last die and change to a red one. I'm also going to put on a black die for, like, it's a Jedi wielding a Jedi weapon.
Okay, I removed that black die already, so.
Okay.
So I have one less advantage.
Hmm.
You can just say it doesn't work if you want. I am totally fine with that.
I'll give you some kind of an effect for it, maybe. Like, we'll say that...
That's totally reasonable.
So his lightsaber is still totally fine, but maybe when he attacks you with it, like with your lightsaber, like when his blade hits yours or something, it like he has some kind of a setback when he attacks you. We can do that.
So we're doing vigilance, right? Because we were surprised.
Yep.
I was surprised.
I didn't know this dude was suddenly gonna be Soldier Ward. I was just like, I think the old guy's suspicious, but holy shit, that's not what I expected.
Yeah, I
That
knew.
surprises me.
I sensed the dude was hiding something, which is why I was like flat out direct about it. And also, I would have felt bad if we started carving up the sarcophagus in front of the guy.
As he starts like crying, "Why are you doing this?"
Exactly, right? So I'm using foresee to add 2 successes to my vigilance roll. So 4 successes for advantage. Ignore the black pip.
Okay, hold on a second. I'm working my way through these rolls. That's where I am now. Zep, did you modify yours in any way?
Yeah, I used my foresee ability and I used my rapid reaction. So it is a total of 7 success, 4 advantage.
And Alice, sorry, what was yours modified by?
It was modified by my foresee roll, so 4 success, 4 advantage.
All right, now I got to roll for him. All right, I just want to look at his stat block real quick to see. I read over it earlier to see what he can do and what he can't do. I just want to see if he's got anything that triggers automatically.
Question 2. If I threw an item to someone else, would that be a maneuver or an action?
That would be an action.
Ugh.
Yeah, just pull out all your lightsabers.
This would make a fine addition to my collection.
Okay, I got what I need. So, yeah, he straightens himself up. He ignites his lightsaber. Zep tries to talk to him, and he just doesn't give a shit. He advances on you guys as if to attack. He is at medium range from you guys right now. No, we'll say he's at short range.
If I could please go first, if anyone has a problem with that, I need to get my defenses and try and draw aggro.
Just watch
Since-
the whelps.
All right, so no one said no. So Zep's going to activate his protect ability. Sorry, let's just while I'm getting that dice pool queued up, Zep's just going to take like a step forward, not like move, but take a dramatic step forward and says, "So you saw me draw my lightsaber. So if I don't do that, then your vision is wrong." And that's going to be my turn. Oh, I'll take a defensive stance, but I am not drawing my lightsaber.
Okay, didn't expect that. All right. I will treat that as you sort of. He doesn't say that he saw you ignite the lightsaber, but you can see that he's a little confused by your actions, and I will say that he gets a setback on his next action targeting you for that.
Yeah, that's my turn. I'll roll, but I'm still figuring this out, so someone else can go while I'm doing that.
Who wants to light him up first?
Go, Gank, go.
I can try to burn some strain off him, I guess.
Do it.
Sure, I will shoot at him.
Oh, wait. So my my thing didn't actually succeed, but I did get a bunch of advantage and triumph. So could we say that that triumph gives him a, I don't know, it upgrades the next attack against him, and then I give those advantage and boost to the next attack against him?
Sure. Real quick before ganks, I did miss a bit in his stat block about an automatic thing that he does when he does an initiative check, because he also has Ward's Foresight, obviously. I'm going to do that real quick. That might change the initiative order a little bit, but I don't see him topping Zep with that massive amount of success. What force rating is this guy got anyway? Okay, he moves up. Actually, to now, that's 2 successes that he creates with his 2 dark side points.
He actually goes first.
He goes after Zep.
Oh, well, then in that case, I'm going to downgrade his attack instead of upgrading an attack against him. I'll still give those boosts to whoever goes next, but his attack gets downgraded with the triumph.
Got it. Okay, so yeah, he is put off by this thing that you're doing, or this thing that you're not doing, namely not activating your weapon. So he's going to have that setback die, and then also your upgrade on the difficulty for him.
The difficulty upgrades twice against me automatically. So 1 downgrade for him, 2 upgrades for the difficulty, and they're going to be 2 setback for my defense and stance.
Plus the other setback that I gave you is 3 setback, right?
Yeah.
So that's a total of 3 difficulty upgrades for him, and then 3 setback.
That
Sounds about right.
Okay. Yeah, he looks extremely confused by you not having your weapon out, but he's going to press the attack anyway. The look on his face sort of indicates that he doesn't know exactly what's going on, but he has this sort of confidence about him still, even though he's a little bit rattled by his vision not coming true right now. And he's going to come forward and take a swing on the guy who appears to be completely defenseless. We'll say that he says, I'll leave the line until after he does the roll. All right.
And I also want
on a shit roll.
I want to also upgrade to the difficulty with a destiny point.
Okay, I'm going to counter upgrade.
So that's 4 upgrades, right, on his difficulty, and then
4 difficulty upgrades and 3 setback. All right, so
let's see how lucky Zep is on this roll. This is a gamble.
I'm just going over my head what these upgrades look like.
Can I say that Alice might get everyone else might see Zep completely calm. Alice might feel through the force that he's kind of mentally shitting his pants.
Alice is thinking this is their Tyrannotech again.
Okay, so 4 upgrades off of the base difficulty of 2 purple. That becomes 1 purple, 1 red, or 1 yellow, or 1 red, and then 2 reds, 2 reds, 1 purple, 3 purples. 3 reds, sorry. That's a total of 4. Sometimes the system sucks a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I got a dice pool of his attack that he's upgrading once. I upgraded the difficulty 4 times, and I got 3 setback die on there. He's going to move into engaged with you as his maneuver. And he also gets, because of that foresight check that he had at the beginning, he may spend force points to add success to his first check this encounter.
So yeah, it sounds like he'll make a force check as part of the roll.
Yeah. Ward's foresight doesn't commit the force dice, though, which is interesting. So
doesn't.
he rolls his entire force pool. This is going to be an interesting roll.
It will be.
Here we go.
What? Okay.
So he can spend force dice to add success to the first check of the encounter, which is this one. If he used dark side points, he may immediately perform one action, but each enemy adds one success to the result of your initiative check to do that. Basically, he ups everybody else's initiative if he takes his free second attack now. I'm going to deal with that when I come to it. First, I'm going to add the success from his dark side points. So he does hit for 2 success, 1 advantage. What you got in terms of defense or
I
soak
don't have
and all that
armor.
stuff? All right, and he's got a lightsaber. So, it's a total of 11 damage. Roll a crit. That's critical 1.
So
Thankfully,
crit.
his lightsaber doesn't have nasty shit on it. Yep.
Yeah, use it's not a big deal or whatever. It's not that bad. I also use that in that crit, right?
You can, yeah. I'll let him roll the crit first before you
Wait.
decide whether or not you want to use it.
Okay.
So really quickly, you said 11 damage.
Yep, he's got a base damage of 9 plus the 2 for the successes.
So can I kind of narrate what happened with Zep on that one?
You absolutely can.
All right. So there's like this flurry of lightsaber blows, and Zep is moving as adeptly as possible to try and avoid all of them. He looks like he's about to get away with it, but at the last minute, he kind of does a feint in a direction that dude clearly sees through, and then gets like solidly scored on the shoulder with it. And lets out a scream of pain, but he's still grinning and says, I haven't ignited my lightsaber yet. But he's practically unconscious at this point from the pain. And then I guess from the crit, and it's just a regular crit, right?
Yep, just 1d100. There's no vicious or anything.
So you might not even get the crit pain what you roll here.
Yeah, you've got a medic.
Hang on a second. Let me see if I can get rid of this other critical that I seem to have had. All right, so just rolling.
All right, so I should probably.
Oh, wait, no. There's no previous critical. This thing is garbage. What's a 65?
A 65, let me pull up that chart.
65, slightly dazed. You are disoriented until the end of the encounter.
Didn't you say he had vicious? Wouldn't it be 75?
He doesn't have vicious on his.
Is that bad enough for me to use my thing on it? What do you think?
Wait, what does it do again?
You cannot voluntarily suffer strain to activate abilities or gain additional maneuvers till the end of the encounter. That's what that says.
Nah, save that for someone else.
All right, I'll save it then.
Oh wait, no, hold on. He's gonna attack me again next.
No, you've got 2 previous criticals. That's.
I don't though.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying in the roll it says that for some reason. So
yeah, because this thing is weird.
You're disoriented, is all it is.
That's it.
Yeah, I think he's gonna hit me again after this.
Yeah, I'll save my ability then.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I'm disoriented from the pain, but I'm still grinning at him, almost taunting.
All right, and that was his turn. I am Yeah, we'll trigger the ability because I so rarely use enemy abilities because I'm bad.
Unload.
He
This
is
is
going to
endgame.
unload. He's going to take his second action, but he's not going to go for Zep. He sees Zep is in pain and unarmed, and he's thoroughly put off by Zep not conforming to this vision that he had of reality, of like the events that should be happening. And his second action, he's going to let's see who's probably standing closest to Zep.
Me.
Are you engaged with Zep, or are you in short from Zep?
I would say that I am probably engaged with Zep because I was talking to him.
Okay. Yeah, he'll in his flurry of blows against Zep, he like sees that he injured him, and like maybe as soon as the lightsaber blade grazed Zep or did whatever grievous injury that Zep took, he just like in one swift motion just continues the attack in your direction. This one is not upgraded for him because it's just a normal action. And what kind of defensive stuff are we looking at for you?
I am defense 1. Don't have dodge. Nope, I don't have dodge. So I am just defense 1.
Upgrading or anything?
No.
Yeah, because I know your armor's about to explode.
Hit me, fam.
He does. Oh, that's one too many difficulties, but whatever, it didn't matter. Yep, what's this look like? Lightsaber hits explodey armor.
Well, how much damage does he do?
That is a total of 12.
Okay, so that's fine. So he so the armor explodes outward in a spray of basically like force, like a release of energy, because it doesn't destroy anything, right? Like it's not like blowing up like a part. It's just a release of energy. So it kind of probably like throws back his swing a bit, and he does wound me, but it's just like a glancing blow because he's got breach, right?
He does, yeah.
So yeah, that gets rid of 10 of my soaks. So I've got 7 left, and you said it did 12.
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, I'm only taking 5. So he cuts a furrow into like my shoulder, and Gunnis kind of rolls with it with a grunt as the explosive force knocks him a little bit off kilter as well.
All right. As he is getting into attack mode, like his eyes go full on like dark side now, like they turn the bright yellow cat eyes. As he starts tapping into the dark side to fuel this attack on you, this like 60-year-old dude who's been alone for decades. And since he used his attack, everybody adds 1 success to the result of your initiative check, so I'll bump everybody up 1, which means next round there's 2 players before him.
So whoever wants to light him up is going to have 1 automatic success and 3 boost dice from Zep.
Actually, I'm going to do that because that would rob 1 player of an action right now. I'll process that at the end of the round. It doesn't make a difference anyway. So we'll just make that effect take place next round.
Yeah, okay. I will I'll take the next one since I'm right up on his face, and all I'm going to do is swing, so I won't have a long turn. So I will pull out my lightsaber and ignite it, and I'll say I, on the other hand, have no compunctions with igniting my lightsaber, and I'll swing at him.
Okay. He's got melee defense of 1. Let's see what else he got. Doop-a-doop-a-doop. Okay, those are incidentals, so he doesn't need to actually declare doing them now. Yeah, go ahead. I will upgrade once.
Does he
So
have
defensive 1
adversary?
with 1 upgrade. He does. Sorry, he has adversary 3.
Okay, so that would take me to 3 reds.
3 reds,
With-
1 perp.
With the Destiny point upgrade that I just used.
So 3 upgrades on 2 purple, which is the default, would make it 2 reds and 1 purple. The 1 upgrade that he just spent would make it 3 reds.
Yep, that's what I got then. Are you gonna counter upgrade?
Yeah, okay, sure. Only gives me a green, but whatever. And I'm taking the boost dice that Zep had put out there, the 3 of them. And Zep, you said you grant an auto success and 3 auto advantage to everybody?
No. The one automatic success was from Ward's ability.
Okay. So Ward is
yeah,
making you that.
yeah, but the boosts are from Zep.
Okay, so I've got the 1 auto success and the 3 boost. 1 black setback, and the upgrades put me at 3 red. So
What was the auto success from?
That was Ward's ability, right?
No, the auto success applies to your guys' initiative.
Oh, okay,
it-
never mind. Sorry.
When
Thank
he
you.
uses that ability at the beginning, he basically ups everybody else's initiative for the rest of the encounter.
Gotcha. Okay, so no auto success, and the rest is the same.
All right.
I would like to activate a thing.
He would also like to activate a thing. What thing are you activating?
I would like to activate the crossguard feature of my lightsaber.
What's the mechanic on that do again?
I disarm him.
Ooh. Okay. For the advantage, or sorry, for the incidental that he's going to take on the damage, what would the total damage be?
It costs 2 advantage to disarm him, so don't worry about that. I'll just
Okay.
I thought it was 1, it's 2. So the total damage, I am base damage 12, and that was 3 successes.
Okay.
4 successes. So 16 damage with breach.
Okay. He's going to suffer strain with his improved parry 3 to reduce the damage by 5.
So that takes it down to 11.
Okay.
And I will activate crit.
All right.
That's an 80 unless you have any modifiers.
He's got another incidental that he can do that will improve or upgrade your crit rating as 2 higher than what it currently is.
Gotcha. Okay, so I can't activate the crit then. No big deal. Sweet. So I'll pass that advantage on as a boost die to the next person, and I will take a maneuver to activate bodyguard on Zep. So I'm going to suffer strain for that.
Zep smiles gratefully at Gunnis.
Yeah, Gunnis is basically standing in front of Zep with his lightsaber out. That's me.
How hurt was Zep?
I have 1 wound left.
I think I'm gonna not like next to Zep right now, am I?
If you think you started the combat and engaged with Zep, you could be. Otherwise, you guys were in short range of the dude at the beginning, so you could be within short range of Zep too.
All right, I'll walk up to Zep, and since he's that hurt, maybe it's even better. I have one of these stim. I use my stim pack on you, so that just heals you 8 without a roll or anything.
Yeah, I believe it's what, 5?
5 base, but I have skills that make it 3 more, so it's 8 total. So you
All
do,
right,
like,
yeah,
8
Zep's
wounds.
looking a lot better. And nods gratefully.
I started with a bunch of stim packs. I finally got to use one. All right, so the move and then the heal. I think that's all I got in me.
Okay. Who's up next?
Anyone else? I'd like to go last.
Just leave me.
Yeah, I think that's just you left.
And Gank?
And Gank.
But yeah,
Gank, gank, yeah.
Gank, go.
I guess I'm going to. Can I get to medium range? Can I back off somewhat?
Yep. That'll take 1 maneuver.
Great. I will do that, and then eat a strain to aim, and then and then shoot. How much range defense did he have? I missed that before.
He has 1 range defense. I'm gonna upgrade too.
Okay, you are going to upgrade 1. All right, so that's 4 upgrades total.
Oh yeah, because he's adversary 3, and yeah, 4 upgrades.
Right.
Okay.
And then the 1 setback for the range defense.
Yep, 4 upgrade, 1 setback. I'm at medium, which is 2, and I may as well auto fire because why not? So that's 3. I have 2 upgrades and a boost from aiming. See how it works out. It's about what I expected.
Damn.
I'm going to recover a couple strain and pass boosts to next person. So I guess 2 boosts to Harak.
I'll take it. Okay, Harak, is it Harak's turn?
Yep.
Harak comes out. He hits the button on the lightsaber and almost like stabs himself in the leg as it comes out backwards because he was holding it upside down. Ah, crap! Ah! And he flips it around and runs forward and swings it like a kid at a Toys R Us that just got a toy lightsaber, and back and forth in front of his hands, trying to zap this guy.
Literally Star Wars kid.
Yeah, exactly. I'm Star Wars kid. He's really fucking strong though. So that's gonna be what defense am I looking at here? Base 2 perps.
Yeah, I'm gonna continue upgrading these things. So it's a total of 4 upgrades off of a base of 2 perps, and then he's got 1 melee defense, so 1 black.
So that's 2 perp, 2 reds, 1 black. 4 upgrades.
That's 3 reds. Is 2 perps upgraded 4 times? It's 3 reds.
One day I'll get that. I'll figure that out.
Yeah, I barely got it too, and then 1 black.
Checking, got it. Boop. That is 2 points of damage, 3 from my talents, plus 10 from the lightsaber, plus 6 from Braun, 21 points of damage.
Braun
Okay,
does
he's
not
gonna-
increase lightsaber damage.
That's pretty dumb on a couple levels. What about when the cool thing happens when they meet the lightsabers and they have to push on each other?
You know, there's a reason why it does so much base damage.
Okay.
It's just energy.
So what was the total not taking the Braun into account then?
That'll be 15 points of damage with a crit.
Okay, he's going to do his improved parry to reduce the damage by 5. And then he's also going to voluntarily suffer 1 strain as an incidental to treat critical injury attacks targeting him as 2 higher, so the crit doesn't trigger. So he takes 10 damage. But he is soaking up the strain at this point.
Gunnis cannot help but laugh a little.
We'll say, so narratively, since he's taking so much strain in all of this, dude is out of shape, maybe a little bit, hasn't fought in a lightsaber battle in 20 years, especially with that attack from Hrak. I think he used the most strain from him. Like maybe Hrak gave him a good run for his money with that lightsaber. Doing the whole, exactly how you said, the lightsabers locked together and Hrak sort of they push up against each other and use brute force or whatever to try to push each other off of each other, I guess. Yeah, he should survive another round. If not, I'll do GM magic and make him survive another round.
I have 0 problems with that.
This is also good because knowing what is challenging for you guys at your level is going to help me to build with Darth Vader. I mean, what?
He's already built.
I'm gonna tweak him.
Yeah, that's fucking around Darth Vader. That's like, yeah, let's see how this goes, Darth Vader, not pull out all the stops, Darth Vader.
Darth Vader shouldn't have stats.
I agree.
He's a plot device.
Darth Vader should be like the ominous threat that is beyond the system. Anyway, I digress. He's not doing too great. He's breaking a sweat. Dude is a little bit out of his game. He is still looking very confused and sort of angry at this point because this isn't playing out exactly as he imagined it would, especially since Zep didn't ignite his lightsaber.
So I guess it's my turn. So adversary 3.
Adversary 3, yep, I'm not going to upgrade this time because he only has 1 dark side point left. And 1 melee defense.
Hey, I did it.
What's the damage?
It's going to be 10.
Okay, he's going to parry 5. All right, you get a good hit on him. What's it look like? He's still up. He looks in okay shape, actually, despite taking as much damage as he has.
I think adversary upgrades all combat checks made against that character.
Yep,
To
that's
include
exactly what it says.
ranged or anything that treats, like any ranged attack, melee attack, lightsaber, brawl, so forth.
Correct.
Not like a discipline roll.
Nah, because then that would be crazy. But he has a discipline stat already to do that.
That's what I thought. Okay, good.
If you're doing what I think you're doing, there is an actual mechanic in the module for this, so we can come to that.
Spoilers.
Okay.
So what it looks like is he has a green lightsaber and I have an almost red one. And it's just clashing of lightsabers. Alice is happy to get a good solid hit in because this guy's dangerous.
This guy's probably the most skilled lightsaber user you guys have come up against so far, despite taking a beating on you guys this round. Yeah, of 2. The other one was like some poorly trained Inquisitor. And then Travgan didn't even get to use the lightsaber.
Yeah, rip those guys. Alright, I'm done.
Alright, that's everybody's gone, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, special mechanic triggers at the top of the second round. Everybody make a fear check with a difficulty of 2 reds, 1 purple.
2 reds, 1 purple.
Here's which stat? Is that vigilance?
Discipline.
Discipline.
Everybody gets a boost die from me on discipline. Do not forget.
I get to decrease the difficulty. Yay!
It's 2 reds, 1 purple. All right.
I'm upgrading.
Rip. I failed. I'm scared.
I'm scared. Someone's really scared. Well, no.
I'm not scared at all.
But something awesome happens.
God fucking damn it!
This is all going according to plan.
It's gonna be amazing.
Okay, so who got scared and who not scared? Let's see. Golgis
I'm
is
still
scared.
figuring out my my pool here.
The only one that's not scared so far is Gank, and Hrak is weird.
Ooh, yeah, I guess I failed.
That's a good result.
I also upgraded.
Oh,
Is this like supernatural or something?
It's the Force, of course it is.
Yep.
Right.
So let's inject a tiny little bit of roleplay into this combat.
Into a role-playing game.
Yeah, exactly. So at the start of this round, this combat's been heated already at the beginning. A lot of damage on both sides. Very fine people on both sides.
Oh my god.
So all of the people that, okay, yeah, all of the people that failed a fear check, you start to like experience hallucinations, visions of various things. Like it's sort of like a, I don't know how to describe it. Like, do you remember in the first Mass Effect when you like touch one of the relays or whatever, and like you like there's that like strobe light effect showing you like various scenes of people like dying and being tortured and shit like
Yeah.
that.
Oh, you mean the good Mass Effect. Got it.
Yep. That sort of happens. For each of you, it shows a little bit different. It shows you like visions of your friends and family dying. It shows you the faces of everybody that you've killed. It shows you like manifestations of your deepest doubts and fears about yourself.
Argon's back in the Clone Wars, and he's losing. His side's being beat up.
Well, hold on to that for a second. You don't have to tell me what those are right now. But keep that in the back of your mind. If you don't know what it is, maybe start tossing it around. And we get 4 new combatants in our fight who immediately make a check for initiative and immediately enter the battle and immediately attack the person or one of the 4 fearful people. So I have to pull up the stat block. We've seen these guys before.
More
Nothing new.
ghosts.
Oh, ghosts. Okay.
Go, 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 ghosts. I'm going to soup up these ghosts a little bit, though. These are super ghosts. Apparently not that super.
Oh no, that looks pretty super to me.
Actually, yeah, refresh me on the Triumph because Genk mentioned it earlier. Does the Triumph just put you ahead of somebody in the same like general number of successes, or does it put you like at the very top or something ridiculous?
I think it just beats regular successes. So like a triumph and an advantage would beat a success and an advantage in a tie.
Yeah, that's what I thought. All right. So that's where we are now. The 4 of you start experiencing these creepy ass fucking visions. And as you experience them, 4 sort of ghostly figures appear in the room with us. And I want each of you fearful people to tell me what it is and like what fear of yours or thing from your past is manifesting to attack you right now.
So kind of already did my. It's an enemy trooper from the Clone Wars, and my team's being beat up by or losing pretty badly.
Zeps is Master Bududo. I think he was a Keldor consular that Zep watched get cut down by Anakin during the Jedi Temple raid in Order 66.
Mm-hmm. Allison Rack.
I'll let Rack go.
Afraid.
Oh, sorry, I got that. Alice and Darius.
Go for it.
Mine, probably predictably out of character at least, is going to be my father. And except that he is covered in blood, which is from my mother.
Okay. Alice?
I'm gonna make this interesting. It's gonna be herself.
Ooh.
Nega Scott.
Does it look like anything, or does it just literally look exactly like you?
It literally looks exactly like me.
Armored or unarmored?
Armored.
Okay. All right, I like it. And so, as a result of having failed fear checks, the people who failed one also get a setback die for the rest of the encounter.
Womp womp.
The good news is there are 4 players to go before any NPC can take a turn. Who'll go first?
I want to try and use influence to exhaust this guy. So, what's his wisdom, or his discipline, rather?
18.
Okay, so there is a specific roll difficulty that you have on this, and it is 3 red, 1 purple.
All right, I'm upgrading.
Okay. I'm going to upgrade back. Actually, no, I won't.
Thank you. So yeah, Zep is gonna stride forward and make sure he's still in engaged position with Ward, and he's going to kind of keep an eye on the vision of his master. But he's going to ask Ward. So let me ask you, Ward, who was it that cut you down? I'm curious as to who it was that got the final blow in your vision, because so far it certainly hasn't been coming true, has it? So let's see if I'm lucky on this roll.
That is a roll.
Wow, that's a lot.
That is a fantastic roll.
I actually legit love this roll.
All right, so here's the fun thing. Mechanically, it doesn't do shit but 1 strain.
Well, I mean, it is still a success, and the despair doesn't cancel out that success.
No, but
Mechanically, it only affects 1 strain.
Yeah, mechanically it doesn't really do shit. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and use the power the way it's supposed to work. He takes 1 strain damage. And then for the advantage, I guess I'm gonna give the next player a boost. And for the triumph, I'm going to upgrade the next player's attack. And as far as the despair, can I suggest that now would be a good time for my passenger to say something?
Do you have an idea of what mechanical effect you would like your passenger to say? Or to like have on you?
I mean, I was thinking like it would be some sort of effect based on him mocking me, because that was a huge waste of an initiative slot for 1 strain. So yeah, I'm imagining that whatever effect you think would be worthwhile for that despair, maybe is because of that.
Okay. I'll just go with the mechanical effect of a despair of upgrading your next check.
Upgrading Zeps.
Yep. And narratively with okay, yeah, the voice in your head, the little guy that you're carrying around with you, the former Sith Lord, the one who was wearing like the gimp suit. He like on the camera we see like him sort of manifest as a little Force ghost popping up on your shoulder, and he starts talking to you about shit. What is he even gonna say? He sort of like has a very like a crazy sound to his voice. Like he sounds kind of unhinged, sort of like tweakish a little bit. And he's like, I gotta think of what he wants to say that can set you off a little bit. I don't know. I'm not gonna actually. He starts like rambling, just like crazy shit into your ear about like basically trying to like egg you on or trying to get you to actually fight. All Jedi are cowards, and this is why they all died, etc. Shit like that. Like trying to play to that sort of fear or regret of having lost the Jedi.
He's going to engage in a intelligent discussion on bacta tanks.
Yep.
Sounds about right. Okay, that's me.
However, mechanically, that thing that you did with Ward, you had asked him who struck him down in his vision. Which one of the two of you, between you and Alice, has the higher Force rating? What do you guys got?
Oh,
He
it's
has it.
definitely me. Interestingly enough, I think she's better with a lightsaber, but yeah, I've got the higher Force rating.
Yeah, I have higher ranks and powers, but my FR is 2.
Okay. He says that he like through gritted teeth, he's like, I foresaw that it was your apprentice that killed me. And like, so his vision of the future is a little bit colored. He's been interpreting it in different ways. She's not actually your apprentice, but
That's what she says.
So Zep's gonna chuckle then and just kind of like grin over at Alice.
She's like, "Hey, buddy, I'm not his apprentice."
Yeah, she's an independent woman. She don't need no master.
Wow.
Zep actually says that.
Wow. And then she's like, "I hope he kills you."
Me? Zep's gonna kind of like lose the concentration for just a second. Like he's seriously asking, did Alice mean she hopes he kills Zep?
Other way around, I think.
Look into your heart, Zep. You know it to be true.
Oh, Zep's gonna get really bummed out.
Tit for tat.
Who next?
All right.
Who is next?
Even hurt, or should I feel like I should like wait until people are hurt before going.
Only emotionally.
I can continue to act spooked and swing my lightsaber wildly.
She said it as like a joke thing. It was like, it was the exchange between, you know, in Star Wars, the combat is like at both action-packed and also jokes are happening.
Snappy.
Yeah, but generally never like, I hope you get murdered.
No, she'll say something like, "I hope you wind up in a bacta tank again."
Okay, yeah. That would be, Zep would understand that as a joke.
She's a rebellious 19-year-old girl.
Who don't need no home planet.
Ooh, touchy
I
subject.
hope he gets in the bacta tank too. All right, sorry, digress.
I'm gonna swing on him with a lightsaber, and it's gonna be sort of wild. So I'm not gonna upgrade or anything like that because I don't think that Gunnis is concentrated enough.
Okay, you get a setback. Or no, wait, you passed your. No, you didn't. You failed.
No,
You get a setback.
I have failed every goddamn fear check despite my spent XP on not failing.
I'm gonna upgrade.
Cool. So that takes me to the same thing as before, right? 2 red, no 3 red.
It's 3 red. The black die for the fear, and then the black die for his melee defense.
Any floating boost die?
There's 1 boost for next player and 1 upgrade for next player.
Yeah, I'll take
Gunnis.
those just because I badly need them.
And Gunnis kills this guy.
Hey man, I hit him pretty hard last time.
You did.
Yeah.
Keep grinning that strain.
Total damage.
13. Reach
Okay.
1.
Gonna have him soak 5, or not soak 5, but parry 5.
Oh, actually, I have an advantage on that too. I keep forgetting to add that my lightsaber is superior. So I can activate a crit. Is he going to activate the thing to stop me from critting?
He will.
Okay, that's fine. It's just more strain, right?
Yep, he's packing on that strain at this point.
He's panting, right? Like, is he looking winded yet?
Oh yeah. So he actually looks to be in worse physical shape than he is like with his exhaustion. He's in pretty decent shape actually. Like physically, he's physically fit for his age, but his wounds are starting to really pile on. Like he's got blood sort of staining his tunic in several areas where he's been hit already. He's more wounded than he is strained.
I'm going to take my maneuver to bodyguard Zep again.
All right, so that's one more player or two?
I haven't gone yet.
I
I
haven't
think
gone.
there's 2 more before the NPCs. Because there's been Zep and Darius so far.
Okay.
You can just, because I have a spooky ghost, right? Then again, probably just want to punch. I could just punch my spooky ghost, I suppose.
Okay.
I'm probably all focused on it because it was a spooky thing. So spooky.
Super spooky.
So the ghost, let me check. I don't know that they have adversary, but let me just check. I don't think they do.
Get all the melee out of the way first. Then you can murder us.
So they have the creature of illusion ability, which means that combat checks targeting them use your willpower instead of your
Oh,
brawn
that's
in that case.
annoying. Okay, so I lose. All right. Means I lose my 5 yellow, 1 green turns to lose 3, so it's then 2 yellow.
The good news is these guys are made of tissue paper.
It's 2 purple normally for their defense, though.
They have 1 melee defense, so yeah, 2 purple, 1 black, and then 1 black for being scared.
Oh yeah, shoot, it's black BL. It's BLK, right?
Yep.
Right here, yeah. All right, I hit it.
Nice.
10 damage.
You poof it.
Hey, my spooky ghost is gone.
So what was it? It was like a Clone Wars. Was it a clone trooper or was it a like a droid?
Probably a clone trooper.
It like the ghost moves to attack you, like it hefts up its big heavy gun and you like pop it.
Bam.
Poofs out of existence.
All
Yeah,
right.
these guys they don't soak any damage, like they're not hardy, but they're hard to hit. They're supposed to be.
Done.
Okay, 1 more player up.
I'll boop this guy.
Yeah, I'll let someone else go. And to answer the question, I not currently. The most I can use it for is ebb and flow, but that is kind of cool. I could heal and cause strain, so if he's strained, we can continue that. I also need to deal with my ghost though.
You say Hrack was going?
Yeah. Okay. Any upgrades here? What am I looking at?
So you passed the fear check, but you got a despair on it. I'm trying to figure out what that manifests itself as. Maybe so you don't get the setback die for the rest of the attack, but we'll say your attack against this ghost is upgraded once until the ghost is destroyed, because it's a manifestation of like your deepest fear. Or well, no, wait, you're attacking him, right? You don't have a ghost.
Yeah.
Still going to do the upgrade on him then.
Okay.
So it's a total of 1, 2, 3 for the adversary, 1 upgrade for that. I'm going to upgrade once with destiny points as well, so 5 upgrades on him and 1 black.
Jesus, so 3 reds, 2 purples.
It's 4 purples.
Okay. Okay. Four purples. What? 4 reds.
It's 4 reds. Sorry.
I'm gonna smack this guy. Boop. Same damage as last time. 15, no crits, and I'm gonna despair.
All right. Your fists break. No. What's the despair?
I'm booping with a lightsaber, so maybe like knocks it out of my hands, sends it flying.
I want to upgrade his next check with that despair. So maybe like you charge at him, you get a good hit at him, but he comes back at you with like more force than you have in your attack because he's like an actual lightsaber user. He knows how to use it, and he gains some confidence by doing this, and that's gonna influence his next attack.
Yeah, Megan Rex like doing big, heavy swings like you would in a gratuitous Robin Hood movie. Ha, hit, ha! And this guy's just like ducking, leaving all around him.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna have first. We have 2 NPCs. I'm gonna actually have the ghost that Argon poofed a second ago. I'm gonna have him take his turn because he's dead anyway. So just get him out of the way. And he has to attack the person who manifested him, so it has to be Argon. Build the pool. Do you have any melee defense, Argon?
Oh, I thought I poofed the one. Isn't it dead?
It's like a back and forth in the combat round, so he maintains his initiative until the end of the turn, and then he goes away.
Oh, okay. No melee defense. Nope.
Okay. Are you going to upgrade or anything?
Nah.
5 light side points out there.
Maybe? I don't know. Do you guys want... There's a lot out there. Maybe I will have it upgrade once. Didn't realize we had so many floating around.
Just make sure I got this right. Yep. All right. They get a hit in. It's a total of 8 damage on you with breach 1.
All right.
So it goes right through soak.
Yep. Owie.
So like as you punch this ghost, it like simultaneously attacks you with we'll say it has like a bayonet at the end of its rifle or something. And it pierces like straight through your armor as you poof it. Like you hit each other simultaneously.
My 9 soak, it does nothing. Look, I still have 19 wounds, so. Darn clone troopers. Tell you what.
Okay, so now our big baddie's gonna go. He's in rough shape at the moment. Like a rough. He would maybe do, I don't know, 1 good hit might kill him. It depends on what's hitting him. Otherwise, 2 smaller hits. He's going to attack Hrak, who is the most recent person to attack him. And the one closest to him. Maybe he's feeling so confident about that attack that like he repulsed from Hrak, or sort of soaked up from Hrak, that he's going to press the advantage on him and make his roll. Do you have any melee defense?
1.
Okay. And he gets an upgrade, which for him doesn't do a whole lot. It's just an extra purple. Just want to make sure he can't do anything else. Cool. Okay. All right. Are you going to upgrade or anything?
Nah.
Oh. Okay, well, that's 3 crits. And a total of 14 damage.
Ouch.
Breach 1. So goes straight through the armor.
Try to make it one of those crits not happen at least. I guess whichever one ends up being the worst of them.
Well, it's just you roll the one time, but then it's plus 10 for each additional crit, right?
Yep.
So you can reduce that by 10 if you want to.
Oh, am I think make it just not happen entirely then?
It's
don't
per
know.
crit. So like that's a total of 3 crits. You can cancel one of them, and the
Okay.
effect of that is reducing that plus 10 by 10. So right now it would be a D100 plus 30. You could make it a D100 plus 20.
You want me to do that? I probably should. It's not
Yeah.
that bad. Let me check
As
something.
my neck sprays blood and my head rolls along the ground.
Roll me a 1D20, please.
Rub some dirt on it.
Or run 1D100. Sorry, not 1D20.
It was successful, so it is the weaker.
Okay, adding 20 to that. If you were using that power, Goldust.
Yeah, I used it. I got it successfully. That was that roll I just did.
All right.
Temporarily lame, 115. Until this critical injury is healed, the target cannot perform more than one maneuver during their turn.
That's actually not that bad.
Yeah.
Got me in my leg.
The one below it is horrific injury, and it reduces a characteristic, and the one above it is blind. So
You got lucky.
That is very lucky. Thank God you have a medic.
Lucky I'm good, and also lucky because I have a medic. Thank you, Arjun.
But now you're lame.
Say the effect of that is he takes his lightsaber and he plunges it like directly through one of your thighs. It like pops out the other end.
Buzz.
All right, I'm gonna have him do another move because why not? Let's make it spicy, and I can do that.
Spice it up. It's the final battle.
He's gonna attack Rock again.
I like this.
No.
Actually, wait, where are you at, Harak? Like
Right,
HP wise.
Oh, I'm at 4 hit points.
All right, I'm gonna do it. Let's get spicy. He's consumed by the dark side of the Force now. He's pressing an attack on somebody who is wielding a lightsaber but doesn't have any skill in it. He's confident. He's maybe blinded by his rage, or he's like in some sort of dark side stupor now. He's gonna keep on going. I'm not gonna upgrade his attack this time.
I'm gonna upgrade or downgrade.
You're upgrading?
Yeah, yes, please.
Okay. And here we go.
Witness.
Rack is bleeding out.
Blat. Crack falls to the ground.
A humbling strike against Track. What does this look like? What did he hit? How did he take you down? It's not anything that can't be healed, so no like missing limbs or anything.
I think he totally cuts off a limb. What are you talking about?
Okay, I mean we can cut off a limb if you want to cut off a limb.
he's a Trandoshan, so that doesn't mean very much.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, I think they like shoves the thing into my thigh previously, and it does a little dark side. I'm an evil guy, and it's like brings it up, and whoop, his Crack's knees pops right off, and he falls to the ground, spraying. I guess cauterized, clutching his now legless or now ankleless leg, just honking and screaming.
Can Alice be like, no? Like Obi-Wan did when Qui-Gon was killed?
Just throw a stim back at him, it'll be better.
I'm gonna do it. Because she looks up the track.
All right, 2 players are up.
I'll go. I'm angry.
Did you want to do that thing that you were thinking about doing, or just finish it?
I think this will be I think this will give her the motive she needs. She saw
Agree.
someone, another teammate get cut down by this bad dude, and the bad dude was also like, "Oh, you're gonna kill me anyways." So she's like, "All right, I'm gonna fucking kill you." And so she's gonna combine this with ebb and flow, and Zap is doing something fancy. I can't hear you.
It looks like we got the mic problem again with Zep. For the viewers at home,
Oh, okay. So for this turn, I'm just going to fight my ghost then.
I'll give you a boost if you attack him.
Yeah, sure, why not? So I have a setback already. His adversary is 3. So that's 2 purple. No, 2 red, 1 purple, 1 setback.
It's 3 red.
3 red.
Oh no, wait, sorry, it's 3 red if I upgrade, which I won't do. No, I won't.
What? Go for it.
No, I'm not gonna. So 2 red, 1 purple. You get your boost, but you also get a setback for being scared.
And he has a defense, right?
He has a defensive 1.
So I remove a setback die due to my custom grip. So that just gives me 1 setback. I think I got my dice pool assembled.
Test.
Pass.
I hear ya. I'm also using ebb and flow, so I'm rolling force with this.
Okay, I'm gonna upgrade. Why not? Let's bring the force back into balance.
Yes, and I'm also using touch of fate.
Kill him. Strike him down. Yes.
I'm striking him down, and what's gonna make it really good is I'm going to use that optional force pip that Korriban gives me. So it's going to deal 2 strain. I also heal 2 strain, but I earn 2 conflict. And I do 11 damage.
With breach.
Yes. So he can parry that.
So the rule has a thing when he's this low on health that he is not going to parry, or the book, I should say,
Ah, so he accepts his fate.
because he saw this happening. Yeah, he does. He doesn't do like the full Obi-Wan thing. He doesn't, pull his lightsaber up and close his eyes and just let you swing at him. He still fights back, but he's letting go a little bit. He's taken so much wounds and so much strain in this fight. He's gonna wind down a little, and your hit is literally just enough to down him. He takes an automatic critical injury with a result of 141 to 150. The end is nigh, which means he dies at the end of the next initiative round, permanently. Now I can read a text block. So the one-time Jedi Knight Soldier Ward lies on the cold red stone of his mausoleum, propped up on one arm and drawing deep, shuddering breaths from like a punctured lung or something. He says, "I have awaited this day for many years, and I accepted my destiny long ago." And then a sincere smile crosses his face, and it's though the years of his turmoil have dropped away. His eyes, sort of like the golden dark side eyes, fade a little bit. They're still yellow, but they're not nearly as bright as they were. And he says, "It finally ends. You fulfilled your destiny just as I have mine. The Force binds us together, and it drew us here for this moment. I have many regrets, but I do not regret this battle. After years of waiting, such an end seems to be a mercy. You all fought well and did what you must. Relish this victory." And he looks down to Harak and looks almost a little sorrowful. And he says, "Relish this victory, for it is the fate we have all earned." I'm content that my power is in the hands of someone with the will to wield it. And then he coughs up roughly and starts like coughing up blood onto the marble floor. And then he says, "May the force be with you all." And he passes out.
Are the ghosts still around?
The ghosts at this point, as soon as he dies, they sort of fade away. And when they do, they sort of let out like a low and sad groan as they go. Or, what a world, what a world. He seems to be dead.
Yeah, Alice is letting the rage subside, and she's like, "So, did we win or lose?"
Seems like we won.
Little column A, little column B.
Griffin, crappy Griff.
Oh yeah, do I need
Man
to?
down.
do I
Yeah,
need to
let's
fix-
stim him up.
I need to fix Brack there.
Gunnis is going to immediately say, Argan, see what you can do with Rack.
Yeah. It's 3 if they're actually down, right? 3 purples, I think, if they're down. So if it's 3 purples and they're down. Yeah, I got him. Let's see, that heals 6. Which I don't know if he heals from. Is he still actually down or is he heal from 0? I'm not sure how that works.
I say we keep it rolling. It's probably not important right now. He's alive, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
You stabilize him.
Or I
Oh, well, thank you, man. Thank you, you giant ugly bastard.
guess. Just doing my job. This was a weird day.
And do we get the last kyber crystal off of the dude? He's not breathing. I guess Alice is gonna try and like see where it is.
So he's got like a small pouch in a necklace around his neck. And inside it's got the last kyber crystal. And also he's got a lightsaber laying on the ground.
You know what? I'm going to suggest to the group that let's... So he basically dug his own grave, right? The sarcophagus is there. Let's use it, give him
Just
a
put
good
him in it.
Jedi burial, and bury his lightsaber with him. It's the most we can do.
Well, I mean, traditional Jedi funeral would be funeral pyre, right? Drone.
There's going to be a funeral pyre here, don't worry.
Yes, if you would like it to be.
I mean, I feel like that's what Zep was going to do. Zep was going to burn both the Quarren and the and Soldier.
Yeah, traditionally it would be a funeral pyre. He doesn't fade away or anything.
Is there a lot of wood
not
on the
that good.
planet for the pyre?
Got a lot of kerosene.
I mean,
I
I'm
mean,
sure there are lots of robes. Robes burn
Yeah.
good.
Maybe he has books. Like, I will say that you find enough combustible material to build a pyre.
I have no problem burning Sith books.
Assuming he collected Sith books.
Because of time, you just want me to tell you what you find in the place?
Yeah.
Over, like, maybe narratively, you guys sort of split up, and there's like a little montage of a couple of you preparing his pyre, a couple of you searching for stuff. Hrak coughing up blood and trying to stay alive. People tending to wounds, etc. So you have a total on him. He's got his kyber crystal and his lightsaber. Do with it what you will. If you want to leave it here or burn it with him, whatever. If somebody does take it, it's a... I don't know. If somebody does take it, just ask me and I'll give you the stat block for it. You also find, in like searching the manor, you find like the bedroom of the old man. Which, I mean, is Soldier Ward, but he was sort of living as this old scavenger. And it's literally the room that a scavenger would have. It's like filled with a bunch of useless metal trinkets and shit like that. But you do find locked away in a box. Or like closed away in a box, but not locked. A few stuff from his past as Soldier Ward, like before he fell. You find like There's a picture of him as a young Jedi Knight standing next to Markov.
We should
That may be
bring
of
that back
sentimental
to Markov.
value.
Yeah.
Otherwise, a couple data pads with like his ranting and raving like manifestos on there.
Let's leave those behind.
One thing that you note is that his data pads contain a ton of references to you guys specifically. Like there are chapters dedicated to each one of you. So
This
I
is
don't know if you want to
creepy.
leave it behind.
Is there like a chapter on how Zep has a crush on Alice or something like that? Like he totally misread it, and now Alice has read it and gets even more creeped out by him.
Ooh, would you like me to do that? Because I think
Alice
that's
is creeped
cool.
out by a lot of people so far. I think that's just one additional person on that list of creepers.
No,
So-
I mean that would probably. My guess is that would probably like increase the level that she's creeped out by Zep.
Yeah, she's been creeped out by a lot of things so far.
Basically, yeah, his datapad contains prophecies for every one of you. Whether or not they are colored by his sort of madness is one thing, but it's also up to me whether or not I leave them as disturbing ambient details, or if I don't tell you anything about them at all and just let them surface later.
You PM me mine.
Okay, I have to come up with it. I didn't do that in advance.
You got plenty of ideas.
Okay, so mechanically, let's see what we got here, because we got end of adventure module XP.
Oh, yeah.
So we got 15 XP for the session. Let's see. If you redeem.
If you redeem him, oh.
Yeah, well, that was an option.
We all knew that was a possibility, and no one else but me was interested in it. Let's all be clear
Well,
about that.
So
Here-
Zep, in case you were curious, you were halfway there. With that check you had, you sort of reduced his social shields down. The next check would have been unmodified, just daunting, straight up for purple. To bring him back from madness.
Yay.
PCs who failed their fear checks or were otherwise deeply affected might not be able to leave the specters of the Sith behind when they depart Korriban. Characters might experience terrifying nightmares or waking visions for weeks or months afterwards.
This is great.
I have actual
Perhaps
PTSD now.
Perhaps until they overcome some deep-seated fear or insecurity, or until you return to Korriban to face this evil again.
All right,
So-
drone. This is it.
Note that down for yourself. So now the holocron is totally unlocked.
I'm adding a
Um,
talent called Force PTSD.
Do it. Yeah, if that actually is kind of cool. Everybody add to your character sheet Force PTSD and put like in parentheses what the ghost was that you saw when they manifested. The holocron is complete now. You can talk to it. Maybe we can do that in deep roleplay. XP rewards. 15 for the session. You get an additional 10 for defeating the Imperial fleet in orbit or causing them to flee. They will be returning in later episodes. You also get an additional 5 for sort of uncovering ghostly secrets about the planet. That brings you up to 30. That's like when you were attacked by the Force dogs and by the ghosts. And also figuring out what was going on with, or like interrupting Trevor and the other guy. And you defeated Soldier Ward in battle, which is 10 XP. So that is a total, if my math is correct, of 40 there. And then the final one is for getting the final Kyber Crystal, another 10 XP. So a total of 50 XP for today.
Big jump.
Wait, I'm sorry. I missed one part between uncovering secrets and uncovering the final Kyber crystal. There was another 5.
There was another 10 for killing Soldier Ward.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
So total of 50. If you had redeemed him, it would have been an extra 10. But what happened. And
Yeah.
it wasn't... well, I mean, his vision did come true of
It
Alice
did.
striking him down. However, we also know that his vision wasn't infallible because Zep didn't activate his lightsaber. So think on that when you use this power in the future.
Probably would have been better if he did.
Yeah, I decided that Gunnis needed to stop trying to save Force users in particular because it doesn't make any sense for him to do it. Like, they're enemy combatants and they're actively working against us.
Yeah, the only one it really makes any sense for is Zep. No one else. I think if anyone else tried it, it would be just a little out of character, I guess. Because I mean, no one really cares.
I wasn't actively trying before, but I was more passively okay with it, and I feel like that was probably the wrong way to play Gunnis. So.
Criff, that guy.
So, housekeeping thing, real quick. Next week is my last week that I can play for a little while because I have that trip that I've got in October. So, does anybody want, or would anybody be interested in running a one-shot next week? Otherwise, I can prepare one.
Yeah, I was gonna say so, and I might have mentioned this to some of you guys before. So we landed our ship on this planet, which is a dark side infested, ghosty hellhole. And I'm pretty sure the crew that is on that ship isn't exactly in the best state of mind anymore. And we need to leave this rock
Before the sunrise turns into the event horizon.
So that was my idea for a one shot, because it would suck if we started a new thing and then Drone goes on a trip.
Yeah, the thing that I start when I come back, we're basically starting the epic conclusion. I mean, whether or not it's the actual conclusion is up to you guys, but it's going to be my last arc probably. As a GM anyway, I'd love to continue playing with you guys, obviously though. I'm just getting tired of GMing. But we can talk about that later. That'll be a couple months away from now anyway. So, did you want to run the one shot next week, or do you want me to? Just based on that sort of briefing.
I mean, I could. Yeah. The only drawback would be Alice would kind of be somewhere else.
No, Drone can play Alice.
Or I can play somebody on the ship too. I can play Markov.
Oh yes, Markov will definitely have a lot of interaction.
15 XP, 10 XP.
Yeah, I'll run it, and what I think this works. So I'll run it. Alice will be doing something. Drone can play Markov, and y'all can play yourselves.
Cool. And then
Alright.
I'm out for 2 weeks, and then we'll start our conclusion arc.
Do we want to run some sort of B team thing or something like that while Drone is gone? Or do we want a 2-week break?
I'm okay with whatever. There's literally only one thing that I want to do, and that is have a conversation with Rack while I've given him a force rating of 4.